want to say before we begin the interview here that this is Teacher Appreciation Week, and I just would encourage you to not miss that opportunity to thank the teachers that have an impact on your children's lives. But also, I'd like for you to think about maybe contacting a teacher who really made a difference in your life as an adult. Go back and think about your childhood. Nothing means more than to have someone who several years later contacts you and tells you how much they appreciate what you did for them as a teacher. These teachers give tirelessly every day and work hard, and I'm so proud of the work that our teachers do on a day-to-day basis, and so thankful for all the quality teachers that we have here in McKinney. One thing I'd like to do is share with you, and we're going to be interviewing salutatorians and valedictorians from all three of our high schools. And the first interview that we have is with a salutatorian at McKinney Boyd High School, Raahil Sha. It's good to see you, and I had an opportunity to meet you when you received the O'Donnell Scholarship for art history, which was really quite exciting. Only 2 students out of there were only 4 recognized, and 50% of them, 2 of them, were from McKinney Boyd High School. So that's quite an honor from the Metroplex to have 2 representatives from McKinney ISD and from Boyd High School. Can you briefly, you are the salutatorian for McKinney Boyd High School and also a National Merit finalist. Can you tell us about your activities and involvement here in school? What are you involved in here at Boyd High School?
So I'm mainly involved in UIL, so math, science, computer science, and then calculator and number sense. And we go to those contests maybe 3 or 4 times every year, and we advanced to regionals this year, but no one on our math team's advancing past that. And then last year and first half of this year, I was involved in robotics, but then we didn't really have one second semester this year.
Okay. But you also completed an art project with a computer. You were describing to me when we had the O'Donnell Scholarship Award that you had designed something by computer. Can you describe what that was and who helped you or assisted with you on that?
So that's for APR 3D Studio, and in the class you have to make 20 art projects over the course of the entire year, and then 8 of them have to be part of a breadth where you make things in different materials. So I made 3D chessboard out of wood and various other pieces of art, but my concentration is more of a digital fabrication thing where I called it the anatomy of nightmare. So I took a 3D model on a computer that I made, and I learned how to do that over the course of the past 5-6 years. And so I would model like a human muscular system and attach a dog's head to it and cut the dog's head in half and spread it apart and various other modifications to the animals like that. And then I would 3D print them. It's an additive process, and it kind of takes your digital object and makes it a physical being. And then I can paint them or manipulate them in real life and then submit it to AP for the AP exam.
Okay. Do you have a mentor at UT Dallas that you contacted, or someone that assisted you in some way, a professor?
The mentor at UT Dallas is actually for the research I've been doing for the past 2 years, so not related to art.
Oh, okay.
And it's bioinformatics research where I kind of use the computer to work with statistics and genetics to find genes that could help cure cancer or promote stem cell growth.
Wow. That has to be a real exciting experience then to work with that. So what is your favorite subject or area of interest?
Computer science, I guess, as you've seen. And I'm also highly interested in biology, but more towards the neuroscience and genetics side of biology.
And so as you go to Harvard this fall, is that what you plan to major in, computer science?
They don't really have majors, but they have concentrations. So I'll be taking a concentration in computer science and do pre-med courses on the side.
I see. That's great. So what are your plans after you finish at Harvard?
So Hopefully, so there's really two options, but I like going to pre-med more because it allows me to kind of use my computer science skills in practical applications. So working with the brain or working with genetics and personalized medicine, and I would rather do that than do computer science for a living.
Mm-hmm. That's great. What was the most challenging aspect of high school, and how did you manage this challenge?
So I'd say sleep. Yeah, because in the past 2 days, I think today I got to sleep for like 7 hours, and that was kind of good, but yesterday I slept for 4.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
lack of sleep is the biggest
Yep.
challenge? Getting enough sleep is the biggest challenge?
that's what
Yeah.
weekends are for. I just sleep until 2 in the morning.
High school can be stressful. How do you decompress or relax when you're stressed?
I program for fun, I guess, and read books. So I think I've read 5 or 6 just books for fun over the past month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I program just video games or other stuff.
Boy, that would be stressful to me. Can you tell us about a particular mentor or inspirational figure in your life and why?
So I told you about my research mentor. So he's Pradip Ray at UT Dallas, and he's a bioinformatics professor, and I kind of like how he was able to take computer science, statistics, and medicine, which seem like completely unrelated, and combine them into one field that's useful.
Wow, that's great. If you could have one piece of advice for an 8th grader going into high school, what would you tell them?
I think that I tell them to challenge themselves, and more than just academically, but creatively as well. So don't just study only, but try and make things for fun that are creative. Write a book, make a video game, stuff like that.
Great, great. Years from now, as you look back on your experience in K through 12 education, what would you remember most about your experience?
So I've moved around a lot. So came from India when I was 3, and then to California, then Iowa, Pennsylvania, California, Texas. I've moved around within Texas, so Allen to McKinney, which isn't really that far. And I've been at McKinney for the past 2 years, and my most favorite part about McKinney ISD is the teachers. So some teachers like Mr. McGowan or Ms. Christman, and many of the teachers are just like inspirational, and they know what they're talking about, and it's fun to learn from them.
Great, that's fantastic. Well, Rahil, it's a pleasure to get a chance to visit with you, and look forward to shaking your hand at graduation here in a few weeks. So thank you, Rahil. Appreciate it. Thank you, and make it a great week.